We are joined by Timbo Gonzalez. Thanks for joining us. So we're going to talk handball. You're looking at me like I'm kind of crazy. You're like, what are you going to ask me? What are we going to talk about? But I think a lot of people, we get to see a lot of you play, but we don't get to learn about you that much. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What makes you who you are?
Very outgoing. I love challenging. So I try to get into a lot of, activities and different sports, just to find competition. And I just love being active.
How did you get into handball?
My family was very involved in handball, so I was just always around it from a young age.
What was the first part of handball that you learned? Just the one wall, or how did you start out?
Yeah, one wall. I learned the one wall first. My mom, she was actually a very good one wall player, and she started playing for recreation. So I would go, and then I had friends that would play one wall, so I would go down to the courts and hit the ball around for them. And instantly, I just got addicted, and I just wanted to play it every day.
I think it's really neat to see handball in different cities and how it is. Talk about handball and what it's like in New York.
Very aggressive, a lot of emotions, and it's big. Like, we have about a tournament every week or every other week, and the competition level just gets stronger each tournament. So, it's very competitive, and I think I love that part about the sport more, so that's what keeps me going.
You're also big on growing the sport. Talk about what you do for the youth.
Yes, I'm involved in a lot of clinics. I help out Red Bull. I throw junior clinics. I go anti-violence programs, drugs, and I just help out all the organizations when it comes to the youth. I try to get them involved, keep them in the right direction, so when they grow, they have a positive impact on their life.
So giving back, was that something that you just have always wanted to do, or was there something that happened that you knew that you wanted to give back?
Well, when I was growing up in the sport, a lot of people, they didn't really give back. I didn't see that. So I wanted to be different, I'm like, no matter, what's out there, you can still put a positive mindset on these children. So I always was like, if I give back, it doesn't matter, how many I save, but I can try to help, and that's what counts the most. So that's how I look at it.
Who was that person who did that for you?
I had one guy, his name was Webb. He was always, there for me, and he always guided me the right way, He was like, always, be positive all the time, always give it your all at everything you do, and, just have fun with it. So he was always there, very inspiring, and I was just, grateful. So it just helped me,
How has it changed for you now? You have a 4-year-old son. What does handball and this sport mean to you now with being a father and your lifestyle that you have to lead now with him versus how it was beforehand?
Oh, it's big. He's very active, so I love that about him. But he made me mature in a lot of ways. Having a kid at a young age, you have to accept the responsibility. So it makes you grow up faster. You have to be there for him. You have to always, be active with him. Keep him eating good. So I just try to live my life and, teach him the things that I didn't have, growing up. So that's how I live it.
What's been the hardest thing for you being a dad?
Hardest thing? I don't know, he's pretty easygoing. But I guess just, growing up, trying to get responsible fast. So I had to work on that quick,
Do you have him playing handball much?
He hits the ball. He supports me at all my tournaments, so he's there at the big ones, and he's always like, come on, Dad, let's hit the ball. I want to warm you up, So me seeing that, it motivates me. It shows me, Sometimes he cheers for me while I'm playing, and when I'm in the zone, I don't hear nothing but the ball, and then when I hear that, it brings me to this different focus zone, and I just get happy, and then I feel like, nobody could beat me. So.
Last season, you had an injury, hurt your shoulder. How have you overcome that, and how are you looking this season?
Last year I had an injury, and it made me realize, you always have to be prepared and expect the unexpected. So, I always work out, I train, so I eliminate, the chances of me getting injured. But it happened, so it slowed me down. I had to take a break. I wasn't playing as much as I wanted to, and I just had to rest. That was the only way it could heal. So I did that, and my game, it went down. The first tournament I came back to, I won, but I struggled. I barely pulled out the win. So I was just like, I just have to take time off, let it heal. No matter how much I want to play, I just have to really let it heal. So I did that, and then after a while it got better, and then it took time to, get back to the level I was playing at.
How are you as an injured person though? Because everyone kind of takes it differently, knowing that they're going to be sitting for a while, not being.
Yeah.
If you do CrossFit, you bike and everything, I can only imagine how difficult that was to be grounded.
Yeah, it was frustrating, but at the end of the day, I have to accept it. Things happen, and you just got to move on. So, like, I couldn't be as active as I wanted to, but I was still doing little activities here and there, to just keep me in shape. So, but when you have an injury, like on your shoulder, it eliminates, your playing time, some of your CrossFit workouts, and you miss it so much. So when you go back to it, you get happy, and then it's like brand new again. It's like a start. So that was the best thing about it.
Yeah, does it make you more excited for this season then?
Yeah, definitely.
Any big goals?
To win at this tournament, the small ball doubles. It's a big title, and I haven't won it yet. Also, the singles big ball, I got close. I lost in the tiebreaker, but I view my mistakes, and I'm gonna try to change it up and change my game and see if it helps me this year.
Are there any players from the past that you look up to or that you've learned from?
I have about like 2 players, that I really respect. Pee Wee Castro. He was one of the great players that I used to always play, and he was a good friend of mine. I grew up, just watching him. Also, another guy, Dave Rojas, which, he was a great mentor for a lot of people. Very smart, intelligent style of playing, and I always was good friends with him. So we always, sit down, have talk about games, and he puts me on his intelligent level, and he works with me on a few things and talk to me about strategies, and those are things I enjoy the most and cherish.
This is a sport that you have to have a lot of passion for and put a lot of time into. Why do you choose handball? Why this over the CrossFit that you do and everything else?
Handball is it has a lot of varieties. It's physical, it's mental. It's a lot of. It has everything that I drive for. So it's like the perfect fit for me.
And when you're teaching those younger kids and teaching those clinics, what are you telling them about the sport that will help them like it so much?
Oh, it just helps in everything. It teaches you. Like when I play handball, when I was growing up, I learned to cherish every point. The game is not over until someone hits 21. So you can be losing by a lot, but if you have the mental focus and the physical ability, you can come back and win a game. So I always tell them, never give up. Handball shows you that. I've been losing in tournaments by more than 15 points, and I have came back and won the game and won the tournament. So it showed me that to never give up on anything you do. Always just focus and just be positive.
Does your mom watch you play now?
Yeah, she does.
What does she say about the whole thing that you're still continuing in her kind of legacy a little bit?
It's just she's amazed. Like sometimes she get emotional. Like I had won a tournament about a year ago that it was one of the biggest tournaments to me, and I had trouble winning due to conditioning, and I got that right. I started conditioning myself better, working out with my trainer, and it allowed me, to overcome that and finally get that crown. And the best part of it was just looking at her, and I just saw tears running down her eyes, and I was like, wow, that's an amazing feeling. It just helped me push and really get that last win on the finals. So that was amazing, to see that.
Is that the one that kind of sticks out to you in your career of handball?
Yeah, definitely the most, yes.
Well, thank you so much for just. See, I'm not that crazy. I don't ask too hard questions. I guess what's your favorite food since I asked Mondo it?
I like Italian food a lot.
Your pre-game ritual, Italian food?
Uh-huh.
That's actually not a good one to do.
Yeah,
Spaghetti and meatballs is not going to have you moving.
My son always wants to go there, so I got used to it already.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Good luck out there.
Yeah, thank you.